Are you a good boy? Are you? Hey, what should we do today? It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Hey everybody. We're back with the Ferguson TO-30. Yes, TO-30. 1951 4-cylinder gas tractor. We tried our darndest. What's happened is running pretty great, has an exhaust leak, we've covered that. We've verified that the pressure plate is actuating. We were able to get the starter switch out and look in there and see that yes, when you push the clutch pedal, it's trying to actuate the pressure plate. We do have probably what is the perfect amount of free play in our clutch pedal, but there's a lot of rust down inside around the flywheel clutch pressure plate area, and we can't get in there with any kind of a tool to facilitate. What we think has happened is the clutch disc, oftentimes when anything with a manual transmission sits for a long time, then the clutch disc can kind of seize itself to the metal of the flywheel and fuse itself kind of with rust and stuff. And we hooked it to the back of the truck, sprayed some PB in there, hooked it to the back of the truck, tried to get it to snap free, and at this point we don't want to break our brand new to us tractor by, you know, dragging it down the road any further than we have to try and get it to free up. If it was going to come free doing it that way, it would have done it by now. So what we're going to do a split. Jalen's taking the hood off the tractor. I've got the exhaust off already. What we're going to do is, so from here forward is engine, okay? From here backwards is transmission-ish, gear train-ish, rear end-ish. This is all one big cavity of metal, gears, and fluid and stuff. But the clutch is right here. So how you access clutches on tractors is, it's called splitting the tractor. Right here at this seam right here, this is the engine, this is the bell housing, so to speak, body of the tractor. And so that's where our split's going to take place. We'll take the steering mechanism off here, we'll take this locator arm off here. We'll have to, Jalen's working on the hood like I said. We got just a couple wires and a couple other small things, and then we will literally jack up underneath this engine, loosen these bolts around the what you would call the bell housing area. This entire part of the tractor, including the wheels here, this entire thing, the hood will be gone, but this will all roll forward. We'll put this on stands or cribbing or whatever. We'll roll this out, and then that'll give us access to the clutch, and we'll see what's going on. So we're going to split this real quick. We think we can do this probably in just a couple hours. So here we go.
Welcome back. Updates, yeah. The tractor split. Didn't come apart too bad. Kinda almost tipped over. It's whatever. And the clutch did not come off very cleanly, if you couldn't tell.
So here's our pressure plate. It actually was seized so bad in the pressure plate that there's big chunks of it stuck on there. So we tugged on it with the truck for a while in gear, trying to get it to separate. And after seeing what we have here, there's no way that was ever going to happen. So now we just want to get this off if we can, and we'll be ordering a clutch. Oh my gosh. Here, Jim, I'm going to come towards you. Oh! I don't know that I've ever had one clutching a truck or car or anything do this before. Just nuts. Look at that, guys and gals.
That's tough.
That was not gonna break free. I'm glad we didn't keep trying.
That's a whole lot of clutch on that.
So somehow you see some moisture got in here, and it just sat. I mean, it's not like they drowned it or nothing. It just got moisture in there, and this is what happens if you've got collectible stuff, tractors, cars, whatever. You know, folks, you got to get them out and use them once in a while, drive them once in a while. This thing sat for
too long,
many years, but we're here. We're fixing it. We're gonna make it right. We got to run in the house, grab some supper.
Let's go to Walmart.
Go run to Walmart, get some bubble wrap because we got to ship off some wheels for Jalen. And then we're going to get on the old interwebs and order a clutch kit.
Yep.
So, downside, negatives, not so goods. We have a split tractor in the middle of our shop and we're waiting on parts. But I'm sure y'all have your own ways of splitting tractors, and you're going to look at this little thing over here and say, what were you doing with a floor jack and a cherry picker?
Yeah, don't yell at us. We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean...
First tractor we've owned.
Yeah, so I knew where it was supposed to come apart, and we got it apart. So we'll go back together, and then we'll go ahead and order an intake maybe too, and just, she's going to be mint. Hey everybody, it is a truly glorious day in the heartland. At least where Freedom One Garage is. It's like 70 degrees. I mean, just a whisper of breeze. Just a beautiful day. So, first things first, we had a bunch of wind and rain and whatever, and we're missing something from the flagpole. So let's take care of that. Morning, Mary. What you doing? Sniffing around a dumpster? No. 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 Hey, leave it, doofus. Let's go. Come on. Good girl. Hey, Mackie. There's Mackie. Hey, Mac. Are you a good boy? Are you? Hey, what should we do today? It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Come on, let's get the flag up. Even though Veterans Day is past, never a wrong time for thanking those who safeguard our freedoms 24 hours a day. So we'll put the flag up and say thanks and wish all our vets and first responders and healthcare people, doctors, nurses, that kind of stuff, thanks for keeping us all safe and healthy, and have a great Thanksgiving. About a week away. So yeah, thanks everybody. So yeah, bugs. One nice day, bugs everywhere. That's maybe just a small negative to the heartland. Yeah, this is the aftermath of, hey, let's just go ahead and split this tractor and get the parts we need. We got some cleanup to do. It's organized chaos, I guess you might say. But tractor's in two halves. We did order this morning, have clutch kit coming. Went ahead and sprung for the intake and exhaust manifold. I mean, we got it all torn down. Let's get it back up and going here. So clutch kit, intake, exhaust manifold, gasket for that. And then on these, we're not gonna flush the trans and hydraulic system right now. There's evidence that there's water in the oil. We're gonna be okay over the winter. But from what I can gather, and it makes absolute sense, is we're missing a shifter boot here. And pretty much everybody in the Ferguson tractor web world has said that if this boot gets cracked or gets missing for whatever reason, the case will take on water. So we went ahead and did get a boot, and then in the spring, once everything's running a little bit better and life warms up again, we'll get everything up to running temperature, and then we'll drain the case and replace the PTO. I believe there's at least a seal, and I read mention of an O-ring, so we might have to do that. But first we got to do a little cleanup, and then also I'm surprised we haven't really needed it. We've been doing without right now, but as Jalen pointed out in the video, I cracked the jaw right off of our vise the other day, fighting a fitting of all things on an air hose. But either way, much better. So all the sprinklings and drippings and everything else and pieces and parts are picked up, tools are put away. This gas can needs to be moved out of the way. Got the jack out from under it for now. I got it on a jack stand. Went ahead and cleaned most of the gunk out of the bill housing area, I guess you would call that. I am going to go ahead and we're going to start to we're going to clean that clutch material off, but I wanted to show you one more time in review just how stuck this guy was. This material here is the clutch disc material. This is actually the other facing of the clutch. It took the whole half of the material off there. I've never seen one get that stuck. Here's the other half. Here's that one chunk all the way down to the metal in between the two sides. Pressure plate side wasn't as bad, but we would have damaged it getting it unstuck. And then we also had, you know, this has been in here for a while, so we've got some grease buildup from greasing the release bearing and stuff like that. And then also, it was time anyway, because these are your wear grooves. Notice how they go way out here. That means this clutch has just about had it. It's almost down to the rivets. So even had we gotten it unstuck, we probably would have been breaking this tractor apart and doing a clutch in a year or two anyway, especially when we're going to use it for moving snow, moving a blade, that kind of stuff. So this is the right way to do it. That's ordered, intake is ordered, and should be here by the end of this week. The clutch kit should be here in just a couple days. It's guaranteed shipping 2 days or 3 days, so I thought that was pretty exceptional, being how we find ourselves in a world where can't get anything in a reasonable amount of time all of a sudden. But we're going to go ahead and surface this flywheel. We'll clean the gunk off. There's nothing that indicates to me that I need to get this taken off and go and have it machined. But we'll get all the gunk off of it and clean it up a little bit, and then make a determination if there's something there that looks like, you know, it's either got hot spots or grooves or something's happened that would require us to get it machined. All right, let's take a break. I got a mask on. If this clutch is anywhere near the age that it could be, there's a good chance it's got some asbestos in it. So hitting it with brake cleaner, the liquid will trap if there was asbestos in that disc. By putting it into a liquid, it'll just let it drain down in the pan and it won't have as much of a chance to harm yours truly. And once the brake clean, then we can come back and bearing, and it is just about seized up, if not seized, so we're really lucky that we're doing this now. I cannot, that's no bueno. Yeah, it's a good thing we're in here. To get the pilot bearing off of here, we're just going to go ahead and pull the flywheel rather than use a puller and stuff. It's just as fast as far as I'm concerned, just to pull the flywheel. And you might say, well, then why didn't you just, you know, take the flywheel off before you cleaned all the clutch material off of it? And the answer to that would be because I wasn't thinking. But this will work. We'll get her cleaned up here. Come on. There she comes.
So did you take these in yet?
Okay, we moved over to the to my workbench. You can tell it's my workbench because it has multiple Fountain Dr. Peppers and at least one Blue Yummy on it. We're gonna just missed. Pilot bearing removed. There's somebody's been in this engine not too long ago. We got some orange silicone here. I did notice that it does not leak any oil, so somewhere along the line somebody did a little engine work maybe and sealed her up, which we really appreciate that. Now, since our bearing's in the mail, the last thing we want to do is just chuck this in the metal pile. We're going to leave it right here and make sure that when the new bearing gets here, we can compare and make sure it's the right feet. Clean this off just a little bit. Well, it's the back side, so it's not a huge deal. Oh, look, there's your timing marks. That's kind of cool. I didn't know those were there. And they have a white stripe of paint or something there to help you make sure you see them. That's kind of neat. Way to be thinking there, Ferguson. Very cool. As clean as that needs to be. Flip her over. Again, flip her right around. So we're looking for any signs of cracking. This is a really heavy chunk of metal, so I wouldn't expect any. But maybe look down in here. I don't see anything, but if there was a weakness, it would be maybe between the bore for the pilot bearing and where the crankshaft studs come through. That looks all good. You can actually see the wear lines from the clutch disc. It was so seized on there, but you know, there's some pitting, minor pitting way out here, but this isn't, the clutch disc only rides like here around the whole circumference, so I don't see a reason. There's a little bit of a ridge here. That's not from wear, that's from stuck. So I like it. I don't see any hot spots. There's some gunk I think I need to clean there maybe, but we're in good shape. We're not going to send this off to the machine shop. We're just going to maybe clean this little spot up and wait for parts. So we should be in a good shape.